Okay, good afternoon. My name is Rupa, working as assistant professor in Chevron Engineering College. I am dealing the subject EM2. This is for second year triple students. For second sem R16, R19. And today's topic is power stages and problems of the first unit. So first we are dealing the problems. Yesterday first problem is over. Second problem. See the second problem. So second problem, a three-phase induction machine or induction motor having a star connected rotor. Okay, so three-phase machine and it is having star connected rotor and has an induced EMF of 80 volts. EMF induced is 80 volts. That means the voltage induced in the rotor is 80 volts between the slip rings. So it is clear that it is slip ring induction motor at standstill, okay, and open circuit, on open circuit, at standstill on open circuit. So at the time of starting, it is having a EMF of 80 volts. The rotor has a resistance and reactance per phase of 1 ohms and 4 ohms respectively. Okay, rotor is having resistance of 1 ohm and reactance of 4 ohms respectively. So the last word here respectively means, you know the meaning. Okay, respectively means here first value is first given parameter and second value is second given parameter. Suppose the value is first 1 ohms. 1 ohms will not be equal to reactance. So it is first given value. So first parameter will be equal to 1 ohm. Again, reactance will be 4 ohms. So reactance will be 4 ohms. Second given is reactance. So second parameter will be reactance. So reactance will be 4 ohms. And calculate the current per phase and power factor. They find out, they ask the question to find out, calculate the current per EMF and power factor when see here first bit. Two types of bits are given. First one is when the slip rings are short circuited. So when the slip rings are short circuited, first one. And second one is when the slip rings are connected to stator. No, slip rings are connected to star connected rheostat of 3 phase, 3 ohms per phase. And slip rings are connected to star connected rheostat. So the rheostat connection is star type. One minute, wait. So see here, slip rings are short circuited A bit and second bit is slip rings are connected to a star connected rheostat. of 3 ohms per phase. So it is connected to the star connected rheostat. The rheostat resistance is having 3 ohms, each phase 3 ohms. Okay, so first bit we have to find out the slip rings are short circuited. We have to find out the calculate current per phase. We have to find out current and power factor, cos phi and I. Okay, so what is I formula? Current is equal to voltage by impedance, right? And what is the power factor formula? Cos phi is equal to R by Z, right? Resistance by impedance. So first we have to find out remaining parameters. See here, first one, EMF at standstill. Okay, so the given EMF at standstill is, in the question they have given 80 ohms. See here, 80 volts. 80 volts is the EMF given. Okay, now 80 ohms per 3 phase it is given, 3 phase induction motor. Okay, so we have to convert it into single phase. Okay, so at each phase what is the EMF given, we have to convert. See, for single phase 80 by root 3. For 3 phase 80, each phase by root 3. So what is the EMF at standstill? 46.2. So first bit current we have to find out. For current we have to know the value of impedance. So voltage by impedance. Voltage we got 46.2 by impedance. Impedance is, formula is, impedance is equal to at standstill. At standstill 1 square plus 4 square. Okay, so resistance is 1 and reactance is 4. So 1 square plus 4 square. Totally you are getting 4.12 as impedance. So total current, rotor current per phase is voltage by impedance. That is 11.2. Next, power factor. Power factor cos phi is equal to R, resistance R. So that is 1 by impedance 4.12. Impedance is 4.12. Okay, that is 0.243 is the power factor. That means cos phi is called as power factor. Cos phi is equal to 0.243. From that we can find out the value of phi. Okay, so this is current, and second one see that PF is over. Second one, slip rings are connected to the star connected rheostat of 3 ohms per phase. Okay, so extra resistance is connected, right? A rotor already has 1 ohm of resistance. Okay, now again 3 phases, 3 ohms resistance is connected per phase. So totally the resistance will be 1 plus 3. 4. So each phase is having 4 ohms of resistance. So rotor resistance per phase is 3 plus 1, that is equal to 4. Next, rotor impedance per phase. This is impedance is Z. R square plus X square. R is here now 4 and X is 4. So 5.666. Now the rotor current per phase I is equal to E by Z. E is 46.2 and Z is 5.66. That is equal to 8.16 amperes. And now again cos phi you have to find out. Cos phi is equal to R by Z. R is here now 4 ohms. So 4 by 5.66, that is equal to 0.707. Right? This is second problem. Third one. Third problem. A 150 kilowatts, 3000 volts, 50 Hz, 6 pole star connected induction motor. Here also star connected. So for star connected, you have to convert the EMF in line to phase by root 3. For star by root 3. Okay, star A 6-pole star-connected induction motor has a star-connected slip ring. Again, this is a slip ring induction motor, and both the windings are star-connected, stator and rotor, with a transformation ratio of, what is the ratio of transformation ratio of stator to rotor? 3.6. That is, K is 3.6. The rotor resistance is 0.1 ohms per phase, and its per phase leakage reactance is 3.61 millihenries. Okay, leakage resistance, that is given in L. Okay, you have to find out in X. The stator impedance may be neglected. Find the starting current and starting torque on rated voltage with short circuited slip rings. Okay, they asked to find out the starting current I and starting current T on the rated voltage with short circuited slip rings. Okay, so you know the K value as, what is the K value? It is 3.6. Okay, so transformation ratio is given 3.6. So you have to say that ratio of stator to rotor is given. Actually, K will be equal to rotor by stator, right? Second terms by first terms, R2 by R1, I2 by Y1, like that. So here also they given K as stator to rotor, but we have to convert it into rotor by stator. So if you inverse the formula of K is equal to 3.6 as 1 by 3.6, you will get the K. Okay, did you understand why K is taken by why K is taken as 1 by 3.6? Actually, K means rotor by stator, but in the problem, but see here in the problem 3.6 stator by rotor they have given. Okay, actually K should be rotor by stator, so I am inversing that. Okay, K is equal to 1.6. Next. Next, R2 dash. R2 dash is nothing but, this is the rotor primary resistance corresponding to secondary. So R2 dash, that is R2 dash is 0.1. See here, it is given as 0.1 here, see. See here, the rotor resistance is 0.1 per phase. Okay, so the rotor resistance is given and we have to convert all the things into stator terms. Okay, so that's why primary terms we have to convert. So R2 becomes R2 dash is equal to R2 by K square, that is equal to 3.6 whole square into 0.1, 1.3. Okay, next X2. How we find out X2? 2 pi FL. Okay, so 2 pi FL. X2 is not given directly, L is given. From L we have to find out X2. Right? See here, L is given as 3.61 millihenries. So milli will be converted into 10 power minus 3 henries. Okay, and now 3.61, this is L into 2 pi F. F is 50 Hz. So totally you are getting 1.13 as X. From this you have to calculate the stator values. X2 dash primary resistance reactance corresponding to secondary. Okay, so X2 dash is equal to X2 by K square, same as R2 dash. That is equal to 14.7. So X2 is 14.7 and X2 dash is 14.7 and R2 dash is 1.3. So current will be equal to voltage by impedance. Voltage is V. V is given as 300 ohms, sorry, volts. 300 volts per phase. So see, sorry, 3000 volts. Okay, 3000 volts it is given. Okay, 3000 by root 3. You have to convert it into per phase. Each value is taken in per phase. So voltage also convert it into 3 phase per phase. So divided by root 3, R 1.3 and X is 14.7. R 1.3 R square plus X square. So you will get the current as 117.4 amperes. Now we have to find out the current and starting torque also. So T starting is equal to, what is the formula? 3 by 2 pi ns E square R2 dash by R2 dash whole square plus X2 dash whole square. Okay, so see here for this, it is the starting torque for the stator side. So R2 dash X2 dash is taken into account. So first you have to find out the ns. V, okay, it is there. R2 dash and X2 dash whole square are also there. We have to find out again this unknown term ns. So ns is equal to 120 F by P. So 120 into F means 50 by P means poles. Number of poles it is having is 6. So divided by 6, that is 1000 RPM. And this is 3 by 2 pi ns. In this, ns is taken as RPS, that is revolutions per second you are taking. At the time I am deducing the formula, I said that in the constant of proportionality K, 3 by 2 pi ns, ns is taken in RPS. So put 50 by 3 RPS divided by 60. You will get that one. So it is 50 by 3. So 3 by 2 pi ns into E square R2 dash by R2 dash whole square plus X2 dash. Substitute the formulas here. Three by 2 pi ns. Ns means 50 by 3. So 3000. 3000 by root 3. This is the voltage. Nothing but we can write directly 117.4. No, V square R2. So V square you have to write 3000 by root 3 whole square. V is 3000. So per phase means 3000 by root 3 whole square. R2 dash is 1.13. R2 dash 1.3. 1.3. This is 1.3. By 1.3 whole square plus 14.7 whole square. You will get 513 newtons per meter. That is the torque. Next, fourth one. A three-phase 400 by 200 volts start to star connected wound rotor induction motor has 0.06 ohms rotor resistance and 0.3 ohms standstill reactance per phases. Find the additional resistance required in the rotor circuit to make the standing torque equal to the maximum torque of the motor. So see here, you have to apply one technique. Starting torque will, what is the, they ask, what is the value of the resistance to be added in the circuit so that starting torque will be equal to maximum torque. Okay. So first, what is the ratio of starting torque to maximum torque? In the ratios of torque, I said two ratios, starting torque to maximum torque and full load torque to maximum torque. Okay. In that, take the first expression, starting torque to maximum torque. Okay. So, what is the expression? Starting TST by T maximum is equal to 2A by 1 plus A square. Right. So they have given that starting torque is equal to maximum torque. So these two cancels out and equal to 1. Starting torque is equal to maximum torque means that this part is equal to 1. This part will be equal to 1. As both are equal, they cancel out each other and becomes 1. So 1 is equal to 2a by 1 plus a square. From this we can write a is equal to 1. Okay, or a is equal to 1. So now actually a is equal to R2 plus R by X2. Where actually a is equal to R2 by X2. You know the formula of a is equal to only R2 by X2. Right? So now we have to add some resistance to this R2, right? We have to add some resistance to R2 such that starting torque will be equal to full load torque. Okay, so I am adding extra resistance R here, small r. Okay, so where R is the extra resistance per phase added to the rotor circuit. Now you have to see that what is the value of R. A is 1. Resistance is given, reactance is given, and you have to find out just R. So substitute all the corresponding values. So A is 1. 1 is equal to R is 0.06 and reactance is 0.3. So substituting these two, you will get R is equal to 0.24 ohms. So this much extra resistance has to be added to make the starting torque equal to the full load torque or maximum torque. Next one, fifth one. Fifth problem. A 50 HS 8-pole induction motor has full load. This is FL. FL, full load slip of 4%. What is the full load slip? 4%. The rotor resistance per phase is 0.01 ohms and resistance is 0.01 and standstill reactance per phase is 0.1 ohms. Find the ratio of maximum to full load torque and the speed at which the maximum torque occurs. Okay, so same problem, we have to find out the ratios of full load to maximum, and at the maximum torque occurring, we have to find out at what speed the maximum torque will be occurring. Okay, so what is the condition? TF by D maximum is equal to 2A SF by SS square A square, SF square A square. From this, you know the value of A. How you know? A is equal to R by X, R2 by X2. That is equal to R formula. R value is 0.01 and X is 0.1. Okay, so from this we can find out A is equal to 0.1 and SF full load slip is given as 4% in the question. Okay, full load slip 4%. So SF is 0.04. Don't take as 4. 4% means 4 divided by 100. Okay, because SF or S any slip cannot be equal to, cannot be greater than 1. Not equal to, cannot be greater than 1. Okay, so see here, what is the ratio? TF by T maximum is equal to 2A SF by A square plus SF square. 2 into A means 0.1. SF is 0.04. So substitute all the values here and resistance and reactance values also substitute here in the denominator. You will get TF by T maximum is equal to 0.69. Okay, now you want that, what is the given ratio, asked ratio? Find the ratio of maximum to full load torque. Okay, they ask a ratio reverse. We got the ratio. We have the formula of TF by T maximum. Now you want T maximum by TF. So if TF by T maximum is 0.69, what is the value of T maximum by TF? 1 by 0.69, that is equal to 1.45. Now at this maximum torque, what is the speed existing? You have to find out. Actually, synchronous speed ns is equal to 120 f by p. Okay, so if you take this is the synchronous maximum speed. Nothing but synchronous speed is only the maximum speed in the machine. So 750 rpm. Now at 750 rpm, what is the slip here? Slip at maximum value, because torque full load slip will be different of maximum slip, right? Full load slip will be maximum to of full load slip is different to of maximum slip. SF will be different from SM. Okay, so here see, for speed ns, the slip will be equal to 0.1. So what is the value of n? Means n is equal to s minus ns into 1 minus s into ns. So what is the formula of speed? N 1 minus s into ns. So 1 minus s is 0.1 and ns is 750 rpm. So that is equal to total speed. What is the value of speed at maximum slip is, or maximum torque is 675 rpm. Next one. Sixth problem. A 4-pole 50 Hz 7.46 kilowatts motor has, at rated voltage and frequency, a starting torque of 160%. The starting torque is 160% and the maximum torque of 200% of full load torque. So these two are given in terms of full load torque. Starting torque and maximum torque is given in terms of full load torque. Determine the full load speed and speed at maximum torque. Okay, determine the speed and full load speed. So first one, see that just they have given ratios here. See here. First ratio, starting torque. First ratio, starting torque to full load torque. What is that? 160%. So starting torque to full load torque, 160%. If you remove a percentage, it is 1.6. And next, maximum torque to full load torque. It is given as 200. That is T max by TF is equal to 2. If you remove the percentage. Now, from these two, I can write TST. TST by TF is 1.6 and T maximum by TF is 2. From this, I can write TST by T maximum, right? From this, I can write TST by T maximum. That becomes 1.6. TST is given as numerator. So 1.6 divided by 2. So 1.6 divided by 2, 0.8. So you have the formula for TST by T maximum, right? Because you are not having the formula for TST by TF. You are having the formulas for TST by T maximum or TF by TA maximum, right? Only two formulas you are having. So we can reduce the already known formulas from these two unknown formulas. So TST by T maximum is equal to, you are having a formula 2a by 1 plus a square, where a is R2 by X2. Okay, so you are not having the value of R and X here. You have to find out the A here. So how you find out? you are having the total value, total 2a by 1 plus a square value as 0.8. So TST by T maximum is 0.8. Now 2a by 1 plus a square is equal to 0.8. So 2a by 1 plus a square is equal to 0.8. So from this I can find out a from the second order differential equation by a is equal to 0.04. So you know that a is equal to 0.04. So 0.04 is equal to R2 by X2. From this you can write R2 is equal to 0.04 into X2, right? Okay, R2 is equal to 0.04 into X2. Now TF by T maximum. You also find out, you have already find out T starting by T maximum ratio of 0.8. Now find out TF by T maximum. TF by T maximum is 2a SF by a square plus SF square. So now you are getting TF by T maximum as 2 by 1.6. If you reverse this formula, sorry, TF by T maximum, that is T maximum, TF by T maximum, that is reverse only, 1 by 2 you will get. Okay, TF is in denominator, so T maximum is in denominator. So reverse, both are reversed. So you will get 1 by 2 if you find out the ratio. So that 1 by 2 is equal to 2a SF by a square plus SF square. A value you already know as 0.04. So substitute that 0.04, you will get SF value. So SF is 0.04. That, sorry, 0.01. That is the slip at full load. Okay, that is the slip at full load. Now you have to find out the first bit, full load speed. Okay. Now we have to find out the first one, full load speed. So full load speed, where it occurs at full load slip. So full load slip is 0.01, or I can write it as S is equal to 0.01 as 1%. So slip is 1%. Now you can find out the value of slip 1%. Slip at now we have to find out the speed n. Speed n is find out at slip value of 1%, right? So you know the value of n is, formula is, what is the formula? Ns minus s, 1 minus s into ns. Okay, so ns you know 1500 and 1 minus s means slip. Okay, so 1500 how you know means by this ns is equal to 120 f by p. 120 into 50 by 4 poles, 1500. So from this you can find out the value of n here. Okay, next. So see, find out the value of, before they ask second one, what is that speed? Second point is speed at maximum torque. When maximum torque occurs, you have to find out the speed. So maximum torque occurs at maximum slip, right? So what is the formula of maximum slip? R2 by X2. What is the formula? What is the value of R2 by X2? See here. What is the formula of R2 by X2? Nothing but in A. So 0.04. Nothing but this is the slip value. 0.04 is the slip value at maximum torque. So at maximum torque, slip is 0.04. So substitute the value of slip here. You will get the n here. That is 1400 RPM. 1 minus s into ns. Next, seventh problem, last but one. A 3-phase induction motor having a 6-pole star connected stator. So the stator is here star connected. Winding, stator winding runs on 240 volts and 50 Hz supply. Okay, so the stator winding is 240 volts and frequency is 50 Hz. P is 6. 3-phase. The rotor resistance and standstill reactance are, rotor resistance is 0.1 and reactance is 0.85 ohms per phase. These values are given per phase. The ratio of stator to rotor turns is 1.8. Okay, so 1.8 is the value of K with the ratio stator by rotor. So actually K will be rotor by stator. So you have to convert it into 1 by 1.8. Full load slip is 4%. Okay, SF is 4%. That is R2 by X2 is equal to 4, 0.04. Calculate the developed torque at full load. What is the full load torque? And maximum torque. We have to calculate maximum TM also and speed at maximum torque. So we have to calculate full load torque, maximum torque and speed at maximum torque. Okay, so here see K, first K they have given stator by rotor. So we have to convert into rotor by stator, that is equal to 1 by 1.8. K is 1 by 1.8. And stator resistance, stator voltage is given as 240. We have to convert it. We have to find out the rotor voltage also. So E2 is equal to rotor voltage E2 by transformation ratio. K is E2 by E1. From this E2 is equal to K into E1. That is equal to 1.